Hello, everybody. Welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears Talk Live. My name is Nick Rohde, and great to see you guys. What a crazy offseason it's been so far. Ryan Poles has been cooking up a recipe to build a dynamic defense and offense at the moment. And we're excited on this Tuesday's edition of Chicago Bears Talk Live is to have Chicago Bears defensive back Jaylon Jones on the show. Jaylon, welcome to the show, man. Happy to have you on.
Man, what's up, man? Appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, and we're appreciative that you're back on the team. You know, last year, you've been with the team now for 2 years, and you started to become the special teams guru that we've been missing since we lost DeAndre Houston-Carson a few years ago. So, you know, it's exciting to have you. And how you feeling about the offseason so far?
Man, offseason going good. This is my second offseason, so I kind of getting in the groove of things. Starting a little earlier than I did last year, but you know, off season is lovely just to kind of have like a normal schedule, relax a little bit. But overall, the off season going good right now.
So are you guys back at Hallis Hall? Are you training with anybody? Or are you doing your own thing right now?
Kind of doing my own thing. I just got to Chicago last week, so I just got to Hallis Hall. I last week I went at night, so starting this week I've been going in the morning. I've been seeing some of the guys, and yeah, it's kind of just been me right now. But I saw Blackwell today, and I think we're linking up tomorrow. We're gonna get on the field.
Oh, that's awesome! It's who's been in there? So you've seen Josh, obviously, but who else has been there that you've seen so far putting in work?
Man, like I said, I just started seeing some people. So I saw. I think today was his last day because free agency or whatever, but I saw Yannick, I saw Micah, and Blackwell so far.
Oh, that's nice to hear. How's Ngakwe doing? I know that he had that season-ending injury. Is he looking healthy again? Because who knows, the Bears could bring him back.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. But I actually caught him at the tail end of his workout. So I caught him in the locker room when I was going in. And we chopped it up. He seemed like he seemed in good spirits. He said recovery is going well. Pretty sure he'll be, you know, doing things on the field soon. But I know he's been attacking the recovery and everything, and his mental, everything sounds good. So I think he's on the right track.
I love to hear that. And obviously, there's a lot of big news coming out right now. Is free agency started on this past Monday. The Bears already made some moves. Bringing in DeAndre Swift from the Eagles, which was a big signing. Also, they recently just brought in Jonathan Owens about an hour ago before the show started. So a lot of things are happening. And then Kevin Byard, the All-Pro that it seems like is replacing Eddie Jackson. You said that you've obviously played Jonathan Owens last year, and we were talking about it a little bit before the show started. From a player's perspective, what does Owens bring to the team that you're excited to see?
Man, I think he's a vital piece in the special teams area. I've seen I saw he got some burn the second time we played him, last game of the season at a DB at safety. Overall, I think he's going to be a vital piece to us, helping us on special teams and playing a good role in the safety position. Me and him have had our battles out there. Respect him, and just overall, just happy to have him.
That's awesome. Happy to hear that you got a little bit of a teammate. Now you got a little rivalry maybe when you're back in the locker room this upcoming season to see who's going to be out there the most. Jaylon, we already got a question for you coming from our good friend Dubesy. He's asking, how's it going? For all the Bears free agents that haven't signed, who would you absolutely love to bring back? He's saying Mercedes Lewis, but everyone that isn't on the team for sure starting tomorrow, who would you love to see back in the Chicago Bears locker room?
You put me on the spot. I can't think of everybody, but somebody that comes that's coming off the top of my head. I love Mercedes Lewis, by the way. He was a super important piece for us. Knew the game, learned a lot from him. But me, I would say I like Dylan Cole, man. That might be a sleeper to some people, but man, I think he's a really good special teams guy, a really good leader, good guy in the locker room. There's a ton of guys I'm trying to think of, but Dylan Cole is somebody that comes to my head.
So Dylan Cole missed a lot of time last year because of, injuries, but he was fortunate enough to stay on the team. And when he did play, he was a strong special teamer. What is so special about him that fans might not think about that he brings on the field?
Man, it's the things that he does off the field. He kind of he helps out Hightower so much because he has so much knowledge of the game, so much experience, and so much little details that he can give you tips for the game. But as far as his play, just how much of a dog that I saw he was on that field. He's the type of guy that's gonna lay it all out there. He actually got some speed. He's a competitor on kickoffs. He's always trying to compete with me and all the DBs trying to get down there. But overall, I just think just having that veteran that just knows his role and is real valuable on special teams. I think Dylan was just a real good piece for us. I know he didn't stay healthy, but big fan of him.
It sounds like he's got the potential to be maybe a coach in the future. He kind of looks like the young dad on the sideline for a kids football team.
No doubt.
He's kind of goofy like that.
Yeah, no, he definitely does. He definitely does.
Do you, speaking of speed, you're a special teamer, so obviously you got to be fast, and you're a defensive back. Who would be the fastest defensive back in the DB room right now?
We argue this all day. I say top three. It's out of me, Josh Blackwell, and Terrell Smith.
Oh wow! So the rookie's getting in there a little bit, huh?
Yeah, no. Terrell got gas. I ain't gonna lie. Like he's moving. He's moving.
And it's crazy too. A lot of people don't realize how big he is because I believe he's 6'2", 215, 220, right? He's a pretty big DB.
Yeah, no, he's big now, but he can move, which is surprising. But he got that track background, and I'm not trying to put Black on blast, but we didn't know this about Terrell and Josh Blackwell. They were kind of from the same area, and Terrell beat him in a track meet. So we've been hearing that all year this past season.
You know what? At training camp, I think it needs to get settled. One of the days, you guys all just line up, and we truly see who's the fastest out of you guys.
Exactly. No, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that because we got dudes like Brisker and even Kyler. Sometimes they try to get in the conversation, and it's just a lot of egos. You know how DBs are, so we just got to settle it soon.
And, quick question for you. This is a really good question I was going to ask you. This is from our guy, Leroy. He's asking, so obviously you guys got a new defensive coordinator in Eric Washington this past offseason. Have you gotten to meet Washington yet? Get to know his playbook a little bit, or nothing off the books yet?
Nah, I haven't got to meet him yet. I've been in the building a couple times, but I haven't seen, honestly, many of the coaches. They're probably upstairs working, or I don't really know their schedule. But how much time does it take to learn a new playbook? I don't know, man, because kind of really, in a way, what I've learned so far, even though I've only played 2 years, is like it's kind of all the same. There's just different terminology. And if I had to guess, I'm pretty sure we're going to keep almost the same scheme. He might tweak up some things. So that's something I'm interested in learning from him and learning just his role of his coaching style. And, that's our new leader. So I can't wait to meet him and, just see what he has planned for us.
And it's funny you said that because in his interview where they introduced him to the Chicago Bears, he talked about how Flus is still calling the plays. Okay. So it sounds like you guys are going to have the same scheme. But from your perspective, coming from college now to the NFL and how Flus, has evolved as a head coach the last couple of years, how is it playing under his playbook and just having Flus as a head coach as a whole?
Oh man, it's everything. I'm a big fan of Flus, honestly. I feel like it's okay to say this now, but even the first year, my rookie year, I honestly just how I saw he was, how passionate he was during training camp. I kind of wanted him to be our defense coordinator then. Nothing against Coach Allen or anything. It was just how good of a teacher and a coach Coach Flus is. He kind of has that special ability where like you want to be coached by that guy, or you want him always in the room explaining plays, and he just has a passion and a knack for it. But overall, like I love his scheme. I'm pretty sure he's expressed he loves this hits principle thing that we do, and he's just good at building a foundation and a culture. And I think we all bought into the standard that he set going in a year or two. I feel like middle of the season, and as we kept progressing, we just kept getting better as a defense, kept just believing in him, and just forming that relationship. I think we all started to gel at the right time.
I mean, you guys were the #1 defense in the NFL in the last 8 games from a takeaways perspective, quarterback pressure. And a lot of people were like, oh, it's because we got Montez Sweat. But, it takes coaching to make the players also get unlocked. So I'm happy to hear that. It's Blackwell, when he was on, he said the same exact thing, that you guys are all behind Flus. And it's exciting to hear. And what do you feel thinking about Flus's new look with the beard and the fade on the side? How you feeling about it?
It's different. It's different. I like it. It might be making him bring some new juice or something. I want to see it. It looks like he's gonna stick with it. So I'm happy for him. We'll see.
When I saw him at the press conference, I was like, "Who is that?" And I was like, "Oh
yeah,
my God, that's Flus."
Yeah, he is. It's a complete different look, but I don't know. It might be his new little mojo.
Hey, I think everyone's about it because And when he was at the Marquette game, though, with Matt LaFleur, I was like, what are you doing, coach? Like, at least he looked better than him, though. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, they were together?
Yeah, they were at the Marquette basketball game on the floor last week. And I was like, interesting bonding experience right there. But hey, it is what it is. Maybe trying to find out a few pieces. Maybe that's why Jonathan Owens.
Exactly.
Flus is playing his cards right. That's what you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So we got another question for you, Jaylon. Before we get into a little bit more about more teammates, Kyle Waldo asked, "Are you hoping the NFL changes up the kickoff rules?" So obviously, moving it back to where it used to go. Are you hoping that happens, or do you like it the way it is?
Yeah, I'm hoping it just goes back to just regular football, as in for selfish reasons. I feel like it does. For safety issues, I get it or whatever, but I think a lot of us was kind of just running down there doing conditioning sprints sometimes, just because they would take the easy route and just fair catch it and get the ball at the 25 or something. But yeah, I'm hoping things change. But if not, I understand it. It's part of this new game. We just got to adjust.
Well, I got a really good question for you, Jaylon. I don't know if you're ready. I don't know if this has even been a thought yet, but right. Kevin Byard from the Eagles that we just brought in, 30-year-old veteran, he's only worn 31 his entire career. And Jax is wondering, has he tried calling you yet about your number, or not yet?
Nah, not yet. I haven't heard from him. Yeah, that's a crazy deal. I mean, 31 is special to me too. I wore that all in college. And all my years here so far, but he hasn't reached out yet. I look forward to talking to him about that, but I ain't know that.
I did. It just clicked when he said that. I was like, oh yeah, they do wear the same number. So
yeah, I didn't know that.
And it sounds like DeAndre Swift is going to be the first Bear to ever wear the single 0. So that's it's kind of cool. There's a lot of jersey things happening, but something for you to keep in mind that you might be getting a call for that.
No doubt. Yeah, I probably will.
Maybe you got to do a sprint to see who gets to keep it.
Oh yeah, we could definitely do that.
There you go. Well, we got another good one right here for you, Jaylon. Is who's the hardest hitter in the DB room right now?
Right now, the only reason why it's a little hesitation, because I would easily say Brisker, and I'm gonna give it to Brisker, but I think Tyreek is right there with him, honestly.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna give it to Brisker though, but Tyreek, I say he's like Brisker's 1A, Tyreek's probably 1B.
Okay, that you know what? I'll give it to him just because of seniority above that. But dude, Stevenson pops people. I will say that. I mean. It's crazy. I mean, he had a lot of forced fumbles this year. He had the one against the Packers and the one against the Lions.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, this guy's a rookie?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
He ain't scared to stick his nose out there. And he's a thick dude. So, like, right when he came in, I could tell off his mentality that he loved to hit, and that he was gonna have a few smacks this season.
I'm excited about it. I was very impressed with how you guys kind of gelled together. And Flus is known for developing DB rooms. The Cowboys and the Colts both were top 3 when he was their defensive coordinator. So, and it was top 3 specifically in all defensive back categories. So it sounds like you got the best of the best coach at the moment for yourself there. We got a follow up. Sorry, we're going to go back to the jersey number question, Jaylon. Sorry about that. They're asking, what would be the second option for you if you had to give it up? Or if you do give it up?
Man, I haven't even thought that far. But to answer that, if I gave it up, maybe I'd probably go 4, because that's, like I said, I wore 31 so much. I wore it in high school before, because 3 + 1, that was my mindset. So I wouldn't mind 4.
Is that also a little tribute to Eddie Jackson, or?
Yeah, it could be. It could be. That's my dog. That's big bro right there. So yeah, I would definitely if I ended up having that number, I'd definitely wear that with some honor and keep it going.
So how did you feel about that, Jaylon? I know Josh was, I texted him after it happened, and he said that the room was a little, obviously sad about it. Brisker today went out and tweeted like, whoever gets Bojack, they're going to go crazy. How did you feel about the release?
Man, it was tough, to be honest, because that was our leader. When I came in, Eddie was always just the true vet that you wanted. And I don't think he understood. Well, he did, but like we all looked up to him. We all knew him before we were even on the Bears. But I remember, I feel like it was I can't remember, a couple of days before it really got announced, but he texted the group message, our DB group message, separately, kind of let us know what was going down. And man, it was just kind of, we know it's part of the business, but it was kind of shocking, to be honest. And I'm kind of where Brisker's at. I'm interested, and I'm staying online trying to see who's going to get Eddie, because I think he's gonna help that team.
What did he do as a veteran for you guys that was so impactful for you in your development in the NFL so far?
Man, a lot of things, honestly. Just really how to pinpoint it, really just as cliche as it sounds, just how to be a pro. And I think the smallest things he did was just he was the reason that I feel like the DB group, we all gelled and got close as soon as when everybody got drafted and we all first came in. Eddie's always the one that's trying to put together DB events, whether we go bowling, whether we go to we went to his house. He had a chef at his house for Thanksgiving. So he does little things like that. And then for Christmas, like he bought us all what is it? These like PSP things or whatever, like these PlayStation, like
switches.
Yeah. He just does a lot of stuff like that and makes sure we all bond and we know that football is our job or whatever, but he just tries to make us, stay tight outside of there. And I think that's one of the things that most people might not know about him if you're not on the team. So definitely gonna miss that.
Yeah, I mean, I know that you said you were watching him before you even came to the Bears, but the 2017 and 2018 years, man, as a fan, he was something special.
Yeah.
It was, actually, so right up here, you can't see it obviously, but it's his interception return for a touchdown against the Lions. And that was one of my favorite moments of Eddie Jackson. I like any fan, I've definitely had my criticism of him at the end. But at the end of the day, Eddie Jackson was a guy that just brought the fan base together. So much excitement. It sounds like he did the same for you guys.
Yeah.
And what is your favorite memory with Eddie on and off the field?
My favorite memory with Eddie on the field, if I can think off the top of my head, I'm thinking of it was cool the first game of the season, my rookie year, when we played San Francisco, just seeing him get that interception on Trey Lance. It was just the play was specifically for him because we it was just a man coverage where we let Eddie rob, and he has no responsibilities. He just does what he does best and reads the quarterback. And he did that. He said he was gonna pick Trey Lance off or whatever, and he did it. And then my best memory off the field was really just the first time he brought us to his house, because like I put his business out there, but he's got a big house, and it was it was motivational, and it was cool seeing all the jerseys he had in the room. He had Drew Brees, like his jersey collection is crazy. He has all type of guys, but it was that first Thanksgiving that was my best memory with him.
Yeah, it sounds like he really took on like that big brother kind of mentality in the room, and he was just a good teammate to have, and he's going to be missed. I mean, no matter how people look at it, he's going to be missed. And where would you like to see him go if there was anywhere? Obviously, you wish he was here, but is there anywhere specific you would like to see Eddie go?
Yeah, I could see him at Dallas. I'm from there, but I know they need safeties, and I can see him. I don't know why, but some reason in my head, like when I think of him, I can see that number 4, and I can just see him in a Cowboys uniform, and I feel like he'd be a good fit there.
I see. Okay, that's awesome. I was thinking I could see him with the Jets. I feel like Eddie in New York would be kind of like a good sign off, but it was either the Jets, and then for some reason, I see him in silver and black in the Raiders. Like I feel like Eddie Jackson, especially if that would be. I think that'd be dirty, like in a good way. Like he'd be a mean looking dude out in a Raiders jersey. So we'll see. Oh, we got Eddie and the Jets. I didn't even think about that, Phil. That's it. There you go. That's a funny one. So we got some more questions for you, Jaylon. Do you have? Oh, some people are just wondering from a personal standpoint, is there anything outside of football that you would like the fans to know about or like us to support, maybe to look into, or any charity?
Not yet. That's something that I'm looking forward to get into back at home and finding some of that stuff. But I would definitely let you guys know, and I'll be on Twitter and all that once I get things in motion.
Yeah, and make sure if you haven't already, follow us, Just Another Year Chicago, on Twitter. We'll retweet anything that Jaylon posts, so you guys are in the know about that. And also, while we're quickly talking about that, for everyone watching, we are doing our fundraiser for the NFL Draft. We are hosting our NFL Draft party April 25th at Rizzo's. We're excited to have you guys there, and your ticket is a donation to college bound opportunities for first generation college students. So please make sure that you go visit our Twitter. The link is over there. And Jaylon, by the way, if you're able to make it to the draft party, you're more than welcome to come. A lot of people are coming out. Would probably love to meet you. But it's the first night of the draft. I'll text you more information about that after the show.
All right, that sounds good.
So here's a big question that we've been asking everybody that's come on the show, kind of going away from the defense real quick, and thanks for talking about Eddie Jackson, Jaylon, is the other side of the ball. It's the Justin Fields situation at the moment. A lot of people are like, is Justin coming back? Are we moving in a different direction? He wants to stay. He said he wants to stay. How do you feel about the situation at the moment?
Man, it's the talk of everything when I look at my TV. The Bears, Justin Fields, Caleb, or whatever, that's everywhere. But I mean, how I feel is I'll support anything. I feel like it's obvious. I'm a big Justin Fields fan. I feel like I just love the way he leads, love the way he holds himself, and the way that he's improved each year that I've been here. And I don't know. I don't really have any side, but I mean, whatever it is, I'm gonna support whatever goes on. But definitely a big Justin Fields fan.
What makes him so special compared to other quarterbacks that you've gone against?
Just his ability to make anything happen when things don't go as planned. I think his way to improvise is elite. To be honest, he has a good sense of knowing. Feeling pressure, and the way he escapes out the pocket to me is on an elite level.
How do you feel about practicing against him, especially when he's because he is not a small dude. He's 6'3", 230, man. Like, he's a pretty
Yeah.
big dude. How do you feel practicing against him?
Well, he's a competitor, so am I, and a lot of us are. So, like, I love it because, like, we all talking trash and getting into it. The biggest thing with him is in practice, it's tough because if he's scrambling or if we think it's a sack, sometimes coach won't blow the whistle, and sometimes coach blows the whistle. Justin's arguing while we're celebrating, talking about, do y'all not see what I do during the games? Like, that's not tackling me. Or if he breaks through, it's just competitive, and we love it. But yeah, that's the biggest thing practicing with him is sometimes when he gets out of the pocket, he scrambles. It's a big argument on should coach have blown the whistle or would he have broken that tackle type deal.
Speaking of blowing the whistle, obviously a big conversation this past year was a lot of late hits on Justin Fields that weren't called.
Yeah.
From a sideline perspective, you got to see it up close in person. Was everyone losing it? Like, what was the energy like on the sideline when that type of situation continued to happen?
Man, it honestly was starting to get annoying, to be honest, because it was like, we all know how the league is towards quarterbacks, so it felt like, I don't know, some reason for Justin, he was getting a little treated different. But I saw recently he talked about he's going to start flopping or whatever, and I'm a fan of it. I think he needs to until he starts getting them calls because he runs so aggressive, and he's a big dude, but at the end of the day, he's still a quarterback, and most of those hits, he's sliding and still getting hit. I'd get it if like he was falling forward, trying to truck people, and he's getting blasted, but a lot of those no calls or whatever were coming from him sliding and getting hit late.
It was frustrating as a fan. I mean, what's crazy is that Rashawn Johnson seemed to always be on the field when it happened. And in the Cleveland game, when it happened to Field, he was in the official's face as a rookie, just like losing it. And then you look at the sideline and Luce is getting a little heated and animated, and he seems like a pretty calm guy. Overall, who is your guy on the team that always goes up and will fight, like not fight, but defend your guy out of the gate? Always the first guy to go. Who's got your back?
Mine?
Or just anybody's. Who are you guys always relying on to have your back?
I say Demarcus Walker.
Okay.
He's one of those guys. We got a lot, honestly, but the first person I think of is him. Like offense or defense, he like sometimes you got to hold him back. He might go on the field. Brisker's like that. A lot of us got each other's back, but yeah, I'd say if I had to say one person, I'd say Demarcus Walker.
How is Demarcus Walker as a teammate on and off the field? I saw you smiling about it, so I had to ask.
Yeah, man, he's wild. He's wild. He's a good dude though, but he's super passionate, super competitive, super loud, and he's like that on and off the field. So you love him for that. But yeah, I remember during OTAs around this time when he coming up actually last year, man, like he made his mark from the jump. Like I think he had beat somebody. And he's screaming, yeah, that's a sack. Like, that's why y'all paying me to be here. Like, he's just an energetic dude. He going to let you know. He's one of those guys. He's going to talk, and he's kind of like that engine guy. Like, he's going to keep everybody going, and he's just got a motor about himself.
And so he's obviously a big energy guy, like you're saying. Who in the locker room are you guys going to before the games? I know D-Walk usually leads a lot of the pregame speeches, but who's that one other guy that you don't think is a wild card, like gets people pumped up, but who's that guy to you?
Who's that guy? If I had to say, I'd say Brisker. I feel like that's known though. Like he's not a quiet guy, but I feel like Brisker's he's one of them that comes to my mind that can also get us going. I feel like he's shown. I think he's been mic'd up before, so everybody knows he's not quiet, but he's not always the guy talking for the game speech. But he's definitely that guy that's wired up in the locker room, hitting everybody, and just saying the right things to certain people to get them going.
Nice. Everyone had those teammates. Like when the Bears back in 2018, that was Akeem Hicks. Like that was the easy one, easily the loudest guy. It's curious to hear who takes over usually after. And I know that's a question, especially from what we've seen camera footage wise from the locker room. It's always D-Walk and Brisker. So
Yeah.
happy to. Is it true when we bring on Blackwell? Usually Blackwell says he's the pretty quiet guy, but is that true, or is he a little louder than what he makes it out to be?
Who?
Josh Blackwell.
No, yeah, he's a quiet guy. Like
he always tells me he's quiet.
He's got a certain amount of few. Like it'll be the people he'll talk to the most. He's cool with everybody, but it's me, Kyler, like Elijah Hicks. But yeah, Blackwell, no, he's quiet. He's super quiet.
All right, now I can text him and be like, okay, I believe you now, because when I was talking, when him and I chat sometimes, man, we're pumped. We're pumped the whole time. So
yeah. He's got to get. Like, he's one of those dudes. You got to. I don't know. I guess he's got to be real comfortable, or I don't know. But he does his job. He just comes in and works. And in the locker room, like I said, he'll talk. But most of the times in the building, he's pretty quiet.
And I'm happy to hear that. And we got a really good question for you, Jaylon, from the super chat. Shout out to Carrie for this one. What are your thoughts on your current defensive back coach? From a fan view, you guys are always ready to play. Is it the hits principle? Is it your coach? Just overall, can you kind of give us a little insight on that?
Yeah, I think to answer that the best I can, I feel like it's a combination of all those things. I feel like the hits principles, that comes from Coach Flus, and then for my DB coach, John Hope, the corners coach, I feel like he does a good job of just preparing us, letting us the things we practice. And Coach Flus, how it trickles down is he's such a good coach. He just makes sure that every coach is making sure that their players are ready and they're practicing exactly what we're expecting for the game. So I feel like overall it's a honor and a respect thing to all the coaches. But for our DB coach, I think all of our DB coaches are honestly real good. Our safeties coach, Coach Dre, and our nickels coach, Coach Overstreet, who's also overlooked sometimes. I think they all do a good job of having us prepare. They make the meetings fun, and then the drills we do at practice are so game-like that some of the stuff, when it comes game time, we've already seen it. And they also do a good job of preparing us for concepts, like route concepts and just stuff. We feel like we're ahead of the game going into the game.
I mean, you guys are absolutely killing it, especially the second half of the season. You guys went from just being honest, you guys were not doing so hot last season. And then this past year, you guys took it to a whole new level. And a lot of that had to do with Jaylon Johnson's play, which we'll get into in a second, because I know that's your guy now. That's the guy now. That's the 4-year man that's staying on this team for a while. You guys are killing it. And I don't think you guys get enough credit for how good you guys have been. But all you guys, I mean, you step in, you have big games. What would you say before we get into some of these more questions, Jaylon? I know we got you for a little longer here. Is we got this asked earlier. What is your rewatching the season? Do you have a favorite game that should be rewatched, whether it's a career game, a fun game from this past year? What was one that stuck out to you the most?
For me?
For you personally.
Okay. My fun game is just the first game of my NFL career was the 49ers. It was like a super rain game. That's when the whole field felt flooded, and that's one I'll forever remember. And we got the win. I feel like a lot of people weren't expecting that one. And then also, to a game that I like to rewatch is I think it was my second or third start versus Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers. I'm a big, I hate to say it, but I'm a big Aaron Rodgers fan before I was even on the Bears.
Oh,
yeah. Like, I just respect the man. I like his play as a quarterback. But I think that game was we didn't win that game, but I think overall I like to rewatch that Packers game.
I will. So you and Josh both started that game, I believe.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you guys did a great job. That's when a lot of fans got to know who you were as a player. That's awesome, man. Yeah, you guys stepped up to the occasion for sure. That was also, by the way, it was very cool watching all the lights in the background light up. And
Yeah.
it wasn't because you were talking about Aaron Rodgers.
I noticed it was getting dark, so I told the wife to hit the lights.
There you go. Yeah, my bad. I probably should have been like, oh, it's 6:15. It's getting later, later. So, here's another question for you from a player's perspective, Jaylon. And guys, thank you so much for putting these questions in the chat. Make sure to hit the like button on this video. It helps it out tremendously. And keep throwing them in. Jaylon's got a couple more minutes here with us, so definitely want to make sure we get your guys' questions answered. What is the most important hole to fill on this defense currently? And if you don't feel there is, obviously you can be honest about it. But where do you want to see? Where do you think the Bears will make some more moves?
On the defense, I don't think there's much to fill. But if I said one, like maybe just another piece to go on the opposite side of Sweat Montez. I think just getting another rusher. Not saying that we don't have it, but if I had to say that, because I feel like everywhere else we're pretty deep, pretty stacked. But I think the D-line room.
Gotcha. Yeah, Justin Jones signed with Arizona.
Yeah, happy for him though.
Yeah, he deserved it. I mean, a lot of people I don't think respected what he was doing. He was a back-to-back 50-tackle defensive tackle and had 8 sacks in
that
2
was
years,
that was since he's gone. I didn't mention him, but that's what I was gonna say when you said besides D-Walk, who got us going. That's who I was gonna say. Then I was like, he's not on our team no more, so let me not say it. But yeah, Justin, he was definitely somebody I was gonna name.
So Justin, fun fact about him, he was the first Bears player I ever interviewed. I reached out to him on Twitter and he responded right away, and super nice guy.
Yeah.
I got to send you the video. He did the interview on a chiropractor table because he didn't know it was going to be video recorded. So he's like, oh yeah, like no problem. We can do it at like 5 o'clock. I was like, cool. And then I turn on my camera. He goes, wait, is this being recorded? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm getting fixed right now. So
yeah, I gotta see that one.
I'll send it your way. It's way back, but I've obviously talked to you now. I've talked to Josh. Javon Dexter has been on the show before. He's the man too, dude. I didn't realize. So I had a chance. I messaged him before training camp. I was able to meet up with him real quick after practice. He is a giant. He is a huge man, dude.
Yeah. Real dinosaur, basically.
There you go. A real dinosaur. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense why he uses the emoji a lot when he's posting stuff. So
exactly.
That or the gorilla.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. Jaylon, let's go back to the other Jaylon of the secondary, Jaylon Johnson. Obviously, he's officially re-signed. He was tagged for, I think it was 18 hours before they got a deal done. How happy were you when you found out the news for Jaylon?
Man, I was excited. Long time coming, but like I told him, or like we talked about, we knew he's got his head on right, and he knows he can only control what he can control, and we all knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of fact when, and honestly, it was worth the wait. I'm super excited for him though. Was talking to him. I call him AP now because he's an All-Pro, and he laughs about that. But that's all I call him, man. I respect his game. I respect him as a person. But just was overall happy for him because I know how hard he's worked, and just his maturity as the 2 years that I've been with him has just kept going up, and he's definitely coming into that leader role. And I can't say enough more things about him. I'm just super happy for him, and I think it's well-deserved and earned.
I found a new respect for him. I've always respected him in his craft. I mean, he's a fantastic player. You always want him to stay healthy, and unfortunately injuries happen. One thing that he came on during his press conference before we obviously started signing everybody was that he talked about the importance of mental health and his experience and in detail, and how you guys were all big support for him. His therapist was, And I think that I can't believe he's only 24 years old. Like, I'm 26 and he does not act 24 years old, man. He
No.
is a leader, so mature, just a good guy. And it sounds like he's ready to take on that big brother role that Eddie had.
Yeah, no, 100%. Excited for him. Can't wait to see him do it. But he kind of was already getting into that role this season, especially having like a rookie cornerback room and helping out Tyreek and Terrell and still even me. But yeah, I think he's gonna do good, and we all respect him, whether he had got this contract or not. He's done so much that all we can do is be all ears when he speaks, and just his knowledge of the game. He sees it in such a different view than us off his experience and the craft that he does and the way he works. So I think it'll be an easy role for him to get into.
Do you think that, I mean, also, by the way, it was really cool. He actually replied to my tweet today. I said, can't wait for the next 4 years. He's like, absolutely. Like, seems like he's just a good community guy. And do you think that next year, he jokingly said that he's going to get 8 interceptions next year? Do you think it's going to happen?
Yeah, if I think he can. The only thing is I don't know if teams will try him. But if they do, if he gets enough targets, I think I can see that easily happening. But realistically, I don't think too many teams are going to try him. He might. To me, I think he might get like 3 to 4 targets a game. But if he gets more than that, I can see that happening for sure.
So the QBR when he is targeted is 40.1 during his career. I mean, that's absurd.
Yeah, but not surprised because he's sticky in practice and he works on, man, he's just a master of his craft, and it's just cool to see it when game time comes, to be honest.
I couldn't agree more. And speaking of the development at practice and all that stuff, Leroy had another question for you. What are you focusing on in your own development right now in the NFL?
Man, just a lot of things overall, just learning the game, slowing it down. I feel like going into year 3, I feel like skill set wise, I know I can play now. I've had a lot of experience now. Not too much, but a lot of experience on the defensive side, being in the game. And I think the most improvement I want to improve on and what have been is just slowing the game down, knowing route concepts, understanding receiver splits, understanding formations. And that's something like I picked up on from Jaylon Johnson, to be honest. But that part, to answer the question, that's what I'm working on for this season, is just finding ways to slow the game down and being a step ahead.
That's awesome. And it sounds like you have the great supporting cast for that, whether it be your coaches, whether it be your teammates. I mean, you guys are just such a young DB room that you guys can really be something special for a long time. And is that a conversation you guys are having, or, just taking it day by day?
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I don't think we've ever thought like that, but I feel like we definitely know that's going to be the thing. But yeah, we just take it day by day and really just we're so competitive in that room, to be honest. So we're always just having fun, joking. And since we're all kind of young too, it gives college vibes to me. That's what I like the most about this team, is like, it's the only team I know, so I don't know what other NFL teams are like, but especially with our defensive back room, like we're all competitive. We all joke around and just trying to get better. So I think we take it day by day.
Josh said the same thing. So now I'm 2 for 2 for hearing you guys, like that college vibe. Like you guys really do everything together. Like you guys are your own little crew kind of deal, which is
I think
pretty special.
Yeah, I think that's what kind of Bojack said when we all came along. Like it kind of made him feel young again, or whatever he was saying. Just because we're just so young, and we all all we knew was college or whatever. And when you have another rookie that comes in with you, like y'all are me, Kyler, Brisker, Elijah, Blackwell, and now Terrell and Tyreek, like we just all bonded well and just bring the light to the room, still mess around. But when it's time to focus, like getting serious, we're about that.
That's
too.
awesome. You definitely see it. I mean, you guys are light years ahead of where you guys were last year, and just the continual improvements. Awesome. I was going through your stats before I get into a few of the last questions, Jaylon, and you do have a forced fumble. I believe that's what I was reading. Did you recover it, or was it just forced?
Nah, we were playing Minnesota my rookie year, and it was actually on a punt, and I hit the dude, and it bounced into. We had this linebacker. What was it? It bounced into Joe Thomas, his hands, and I don't know. He kind of lost it, so we didn't recover that one. But I didn't have a chance. It was one of those hits where I didn't even have a chance to recover. As soon as I put my head on the ball, it kind of popped up.
Gotcha. Yeah, I do remember that. It was in Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. So that we were having, so every year we host a viewing party at Murphy's Bleachers, and that was the game. And when you did that, the whole bar erupted. I'm talking like 250 people. And a lot of people were like, "Who is this guy?" And and I'll be honest, I was like, some rookie. I don't know. And that's when Bears fans got to know you a little bit more. So definitely a moment to remember for sure. Jaylon, couple more questions for you. I know we only got a couple minutes here. Out of all the guys that we talked about, Dylan Cole a little bit earlier, Noah Swell didn't get a lot of time. Who are some players that unfortunately we didn't get to see this past year from your perspective that you think is going to have a breakout year in their second year or whatever this upcoming season for the Bears?
Yeah, I think Noah's one of those guys. Who else? I'd say Noah. And I know y'all know a little bit, but I think Roshan. I hope he still gets some burn or whatever, but I think Roshan's one of those guys too. I'm in the off season now, so I can't remember a lot of things. I can't remember a lot of faces right now, but those are two right now. I'm trying to think of our locker room and like how it's set up, but yeah, those are two. I think Terrell Smith too. Even though he's been on the scene and everybody knows, but I think he's one of those guys as well.
That's awesome. Well, we'll walk away from football real quick. We'll ask you some personal questions because you're obviously not from Chicago, but you've now been here for the last 2 years. First question that we got is, what is your favorite place to eat that you've had so far in Chicago?
I haven't really. I'm gonna answer that, but I haven't really explored Chicago how I really want to. I know I've been here for 2 years, but I don't really do much. I'm really a homebody, but. So where I was staying in Vernon Hills, and my favorite spot to go to was this barbecue spot. I think it's called City Barbecue.
Yep. I know exactly where it is. Yep.
Yeah. Shout out to them, by the way. But for right now, that was my favorite spot. And actually, I want to take this back. I do like City Barbecue, but Steak 48.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's pretty. Because, like I told you before, I'm from the North Shore, and I know all those spots. I'll send you that list after the show, guys. In the comments, we're gonna chat for a second about food. If you guys have any suggestions for Jaylon to go to in the Chicagoland area, throw it in there for him.
Put me on, please.
So Jaylon, I'll rattle off some for you right now because I know where you are now. So we obviously talked about Carson's Ribs, where you and I will hopefully get to go to with Josh in a couple weeks here. Super good barbecue. There's also Bluefish, which is in Libertyville, another super popular sushi. Are you a sushi fan or no?
No, I'm not.
All right, never mind. Taking that one back. Have you had Chicago pizza at least yet?
Like the way y'all like normal pizza or like the deep dish? Is that what it's called?
The deep dish.
I've had it once. It was interesting, but I haven't. I mean, I would love to get put on some spots there too, because I forgot where I went, and I mean, it wasn't the best experience. I don't even remember the name, but it was an interesting experience because I've never had that type of pizza before, but it was good.
There's the big ones, obviously, are Lou Malnati's, Giordano's. There's a place in the city, and I'm going to see in the chat if people know it, but it's called Uno's. It's in River North.
Okay.
Really, really good stuff. Apparently, that's where Lou Malnati's actually started. Pequod's another good one. A lot of people are saying Portillo's. Have you had Portillo's or no?
No, I'm not.
Whoa! Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
You got to get some. I know there's a Portillo's by you, man. I know where you are.
Nah, I'm after this. I'm about to do my research and try out some spots. I got nothing but time.
Oh, dude, Portillo's. Obviously, hot dogs are great, but they have a really good Italian beef. If you like Italian beef, highly suggest. Some people are saying Panda Express. Like, okay, guys, let's bring up Chicago spots. There's a lot of really good spots. And are you a breakfast guy or no?
Yeah, no, I'm a breakfast guy.
So there's a spot in Evanston. It's on the corner of Evanston and Wilmette in Skokie. It's called, a lot of people call it Sarkis. People call it Sarkies. I'll send you the link for it, but it's a cash only spot. And they have unbelievable, it's called a bacon Loretta. It's bread with bacon, mayo, peppers, onion, everything.
Oh man.
Fire, dude. That's after like an intense workout. Like,
yeah,
you
that's
just want to
crazy.
It goes. Oh,
I'm kind of like simple, but you know, I just want the pancakes with the bacon, eggs. But somebody that I know might try that. I don't know. I can't do the mayo.
Oh yeah, you can take it out. See, someone knows it. Sarkis is or Sarky, whatever people call it, is so amazing. That's where I usually go on like a Sunday after a long night out. There's another one, Harold's Chicken. That's a really good. If you like chicken, really good spot.
I think I've heard of that, or I think I've had that before.
Hits different. And if you want some good pancakes, Walker Brothers. There's one in Highland Park. There's one in Vernon Hills. There's a couple of those. I know that. Did you go to Kuma's Corner ever when you were in Vernon Hills?
Say it again,
Kuma's Corner. It was like a burger spot. What about Lazy Dog?
I went to Lazy Dog. It's all right.
Yeah,
like it's not bad, but if I wanted a burger, that's why I'm glad you're naming these spots. Because if I wanted a burger, I was just going to Five Guys or something.
Oh, dude, that's another.
Like on our off day or like after the game, to be exact, it's kind of like my cheat day. I love after the games because that's when I can eat something greasy and Five Guys sometimes. Like if I wanted a burger because I didn't know any spots, Five Guys was my spot.
There you go. It's I'll send you the whole list when we're done. I know that we gotta get going here. I really appreciate your time. From the chat, it looks like the Bears just signed another player. I don't know if it's legit or not. I haven't seen it yet. Connor Williams. Is that legit, Maggie? New center from the Chicago Bears. We'll see. I haven't seen it yet on Twitter, but you could have a new teammate while we're on the phone right here, Jaylon.
Ooh, Poles is cooking, man.
Do you guys say that in the locker room or ever or no?
I mean, because during the season, not really, but I don't know. It just kind of became a thing. I think I saw it online or somewhere. The Bears actually posted it or something, but that's just kind of the thing right now. He really is.
I'll send you a good meme that someone shared with me of literally him in a kitchen. Like they edited his face onto a chef. And it's like a hibachi, like a big fire, and it's like Poles is cooking.
Yeah, literally.
He's always busy, man. I mean, I'm such a big fan of him, and I know a lot of people at first were like, "What is this guy doing?" But
yeah,
hey, it is what it is. But Jaylon, if you can stay on after for a minute, would really appreciate it. But it's a ton of recommendations in the comments, so if you go back and look at this video, you'll see it at the end of it. A lot of people are telling you got to try Garrett's popcorn, which I also agree. If you're a big popcorn guy, it's really good stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I will send you some stuff. Thank you everyone in the comments too, not only for the football questions but the food suggestions too. But thank you, Jaylon. I really appreciate your time, man. If you can stay on after we're done recording, that'd be good. But thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, no, I appreciate y'all for having me. I can't see the comments yet, but appreciate everybody, suggesting the foods, asking the questions, and tapping in.
Yeah, and we'll have you on before the season starts again. I told Josh maybe we should have you, Josh, Kyrie, or Kyler, not Kyrie, Kyler, Jaquan, and like all the guys on, and then you guys just have a full we kind of have like a mediated session, right?
That's gonna be so many arguments and laughing, and yeah, it'll be good though. It'll be good.
All right, well, we'll make it happen. So excited to have it. But Jaylon, thanks for coming on, man. Really appreciate it.
No, yeah, thanks for having me, man.
And thank you everyone for tuning in. We had over 250 people at one point tuned in, so really appreciate your guys' support. Stay tuned for next week's live stream. We have another special guest, but with that, thank you as always for tuning in this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Dick Brody, joined along special guest, defensive back for the Chicago Bears, Jaylon Jones, and we'll see you guys next time.